Craig. How you doing? Good morning, my neighbors!
Good morning, my neighbors. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, sir. Welcome to Morning Motivation, your daily dose of inspiration and empowerment. I'm your host, Jamon, and I'm thrilled to have you join me as we kickstart this day with positivity and purpose. So whether you're here to seek motivation, connect with like-minded individuals, or simply get your day started on the right foot, you come to the right place. And on your way in, go ahead and hit that like button. Let me know you're here. Say hello. And Auntie Canada, happy hump day. Oh man, good morning everybody. Man, let me tell you, this is a beautiful day. I'm happy to be here. I did not oversleep this morning. Similar to what I did on Monday. Telling y'all, man, life be lifing. And as I'm finding out, man, it's not just happening to me. Life happens to all of us. Happens to all of us. So we got to take the opportunity to maximize every day. Because one, tomorrow isn't promised. And two, you're only going to be where you want to be if you live today on purpose. If you live each day on purpose, they will accumulate. And if somewhere along the line you check out early or check out at your time, then guess what? You lived a life worth living. Because nobody knows. Nobody knows. We drive down the road every day and we see accidents. Somebody woke up that morning and they thought they was going to make it back home, but they didn't. Somebody went to sleep last night, had plans for today. So maximize your lives. And on that note, who y'all going to believe today? Me or your lying eyes? That's what we're talking about. What up, yo? Auntie Canada, Brother Craig, how you doing, my guy? And so we've been talking a lot about over the last year. We've talked about, chasing dreams, accomplishing goals. We talked about attachment styles. We talked about overcoming the bad days, overcoming the bad moments in life. And so we're we're taking a hard turn right now, and we're going into something that it's popular, but it's not always believable. Hence the name, the title of today's show. Who you gonna believe, me or your lying eyes? Now this is made popular. I mean, movies from way back in the 1930s were using this line. And it was always referred to, or it was always quoted when there was some kind of subterfuge or some kind of hoodwinkism. That's not a word, but I made it one today. Some kind of hoodwinkism happening. And to trust somebody or trust your eyes, why is that so important? Can anybody tell me? Why is that so important? Trusting your eyes or trusting somebody else? Why is that line important? I know it's not Monday, but it feels like a Monday for me. Because we don't see the world as it is. We see it as we are. How many times have somebody came along and told you something that you wanted to hear? I'm a fisherman. Fishing is akin to hunting. You putting out bait, you making it presentable, and your prey is coming to this bait because they can smell it, they can see it, and they look at it from a distance. Everything looks in order. But there's this little voice in the back of your head that's saying, maybe we shouldn't go over there. But guess what? Who are you going to trust? You going to trust that pile of food right there? You going to trust your lying eyes? Or you going to trust that little thing, that word, that person that's in the background saying, hey, if I was you, I wouldn't go over there. And what happens? That little deer walks over, that little hog walk over, that little fish swims over to take a sniff. And then it moves in such a great way. And he can't help but bite. So that's what we're talking about today. We don't see the world as it is. We see it as we are. And so there's always a discussion. Make sure they had my car going off. Hold on. Had some car break-ins in the area lately. Who you gonna trust, me or your lying eyes? And the thing is, people will always come around and they will tell us what we want to hear. Jobs will tell us what we want to hear. They'll tell us the great things that's happening at their company and how we can be a part of that. And so going through the interview process, you're evaluated. You're evaluating the company. But have you ever, as you were walking through the hallways, have you ever looked at the other employees working there? Have you seen the look on their faces? Have you talked to somebody who works in the company and checked the temperature of their company? Ladies, when you go on dates, and if a guy's telling you all the right things on the first date, do you trust it? Put a 1 in the chat if you trust everything that's being said on the first date. Fellas, when you go to pick her up and she comes out the house and she looks flawless, do you trust it? Do you trust it? You see, there's all kinds of games being played. No matter where you are, no matter who you are, there's all kind of games being played. And who you gonna trust? How do you keep from going into that same bad type of relationship? How do you end up in the same kind of company or in the same career field? I remember years ago, I was debating on leaving a job. And I took this little assessment, and kind of almost like a strength finders test. And one of the things that came out of that test was, of course, I love driving. I drive a lot. I love seeing the world. I love travel in general. And I was in this space where I wanted to do something different. So I went to truck driving school. I got my CDL. And I got on the road and I started driving. And I'm driving from the Midwest to the deep South, back to the East Coast, just all around the place. And I discovered really quick that truck driving just wasn't for me. Because I get to see the whole country, but guess what? I don't get to spend no time there. I'm in the back of stores. I'm sitting in truck stops and parking lots, going through weigh scales and inspections and dealing with traffic all day, every day. And it just wasn't, I didn't find it didn't make me feel good when I woke up every day. It wasn't a passion. It was a hobby that I was trying to turn into a career. And it just didn't work for me, my life. I had children, small children at home I wanted to be there with. And so it didn't work for me. And so I had to make some decisions. And I say fail fast. So I got out fast. I did it for like 90 days, 6 months, a little less than 6 months, a little more, right at 90 days probably, I don't know. But it wasn't that long. And I came home and I had to figure it out. Because it wasn't working for me. And so I had to make some hard decisions that kind of made me question everything that I had done this far. Who am I going to trust? Am I going to trust this thing on the inside of me that's telling me, no, keep going, this is not it, keep going? Or am I going to trust what I see? Am I going to trust these checks? Am I going to hear all these things about how great the industry is and how much money you can make and why it's for me? But anywho, I promised you last week that we were going to get into some personality assessments. And so that's what we're going to start with this week. Because a personality assessment, it is a great tool for you to understand who you are, where you are, what you're doing, all these good things in life. However, people use it as manipulation sometimes. So I want to be really cautious and give a disclaimer in the beginning. A personality assessment is a tool that will help you not only understand your habits, your preferences for different things. It'll also give you insight into other people. This is an evaluation tool only. It is not to abuse, to misuse, to trick, or anything. I just want to put that out there early because y'all remember the book, put a 1 in the chat if you read the book 48 Laws of Power. Are you familiar with the book 48 Laws of Power? It was written by Robert Greene some years ago. I'm not sure how long, when it was written, but I remember a lot of artists were talking about it. 50 Cent was talking about it, years ago. And that's what made me pick it up one day. And I picked that book up and I started reading. They started talking about, it took a perspective from the time when there were kings and queens that ruled over England and London and Paris and Spain. And it talks about their courts. They call them courtiers, the people that surrounded the king, the ones that help him make decisions, and the people in this cabinet. Basically, today will be the president, the presidential cabinet, and the staff, and the Senate, and the Congress. And it showed all the power moves that were being made. And it gave a lot of insight to not just politics, but the personalities within politics and how to maneuver through it. And a disclaimer that book gave was this book is not to go manipulate people, but people were doing it anyway. And they were finding themselves in the same situation that people in the book find themselves in. because there is no guide to how to deal with people. Honestly, there isn't. Every person is different. Every personality test, every assessment, you're going to cross multiple lines. There's no one way. Just because I'm a Sagittarius doesn't mean I'm like every other Sagittarius you know. I'm different. My life has been different. My experiences have been different. They've shaped me in a way. So this is just a evaluation tool. But if used properly, it'll give you insights onto some struggles you've been having. It'll help you find success faster in life. And it'll help you understand people around you so you can relate better to them. And so today I want to kind of start, and I want to give you a breakdown of the DISC assessment. D-I-S-C, DISC assessment. Now, this assessment is probably my favorite, which is why I'm starting with it. I took the Myers-Briggs, but matter of fact, put a 1 in the chat if you've ever taken a personality assessment. Any kind. It could be Strength Finders, DISC, Myers-Briggs. There's a new one called the Big Five. And there's a couple of more, but I haven't taken all. I've taken only about 2 of them. Actually, no, I took one for work. What was it? It was and I just took it not too long ago. Forget the name of it now. It's something by Gallup. But it's like a work thing, how you relate at work. What are your strengths at work? Are you the person that should be behind the scenes making stuff happen, or should you be out front leading, or should you be on part of the sales team? Or there's a lot of different assessments. And as I just said, I really believe in them, but you have to understand what they are. People can lie on an assessment because they'll give the answer they think that the company wants to hear. They'll give the answer they think is best suited instead of the actual answer. So sometimes they could be not as accurate. But what I found with DISC though, DISC will ask the same question a couple of different ways. And so they'll get kind of to the heart of the matter, which is why I think I like it the best anyway. So let's see. The DISC assessment. The D stands for dominance. Well, actually, before I get into that, I want to backtrack for a second. How you guys feeling today, man? We hadn't talked in a while. And I got a couple of early good mornings, but y'all ain't saying nothing this morning. Everybody okay? Am I still alive? Can y'all still see and hear me? Here we go. So personality types. One of the key things that they do is they give you self-awareness. They help you identify your natural tendencies, natural strengths, areas that you may need some improvement in. But also it helps with communication. When you go into a relationship, whether it's a personal relationship or whether it's a job relationship or just friend groups, knowing your style allows you to adapt your approach when interacting with others. And if you've ever taken, especially the DISC assessment, for me, it's money. Because I'm a high I and a high S. I'm a high I and a high S. And I'll get into what those means later. But because I know that, I know when I walk into a room, I know how to spot people like me. But I also know how to spot them high D's and them high C's. And so it makes me able to flow from conversation to conversation a little bit easier. When you see a person that's sitting at the table by themselves, you kind of have an idea of who they are. When you see a person that's all over the room and just the social butterfly, just chatting it up with everybody. You know who they are. When you have the person that's walking around with the laptop and they're checking stuff and they're making sure everything is in order, you know who that is. And it makes it easier to have conversations, to find your way through. And so it definitely can improve relationships. But it also increases your productivity, your work, your career growth, because you know how to go into the company and add value immediately. You can find the gaps faster. And it has been really helpful for me when I'm doing networking events, or even when I walk into a room. When I just walk in and be like, good morning, how's everybody doing? The high D's are gonna be like, good morning, sir. The people that's high I, they're gonna come over and they're gonna have a conversation with me. The person that's there, they're gonna stand back. They're gonna be close. They may not say a lot, but they're gonna be close. They're gonna be listening. They're gonna be in agreement. And those C's, well, they're gonna be in their office cubicle and they're gonna be doing work. And they might raise their hand, but they're gonna keep working. So let's get into the DISC assessment. The DISC assessment, right? The D stands for dominance. And a person that has that dominant trait, they are results oriented. They're thinking about how we get from A to B. They're thinking about cutting through the BS, the minutia, and let's get down to the brass tacks, right? They're assertive. They can be super direct. They focus on challenges and achieving results. That's the dominant personality. The influence is the I. They're the sociable ones. They're enthusiastic, often very persuasive. They thrive on social interactions and influencing others. These would be a lot of your YouTube influencers. These would be a lot of your public speakers. These would be a lot of your artists or your entertainers. They are very influential. They want to be influencers. And not just because there's money in it. It's naturally who they are. They never meet a stranger. Anybody know people like that? They never meet a stranger. Everywhere they go. Like my brother, Craig. This guy definitely has a lot of that I in him. Everywhere he goes, he meets people. They have they have great conversations. I think he's earned the moniker of, or the title of mayor. He's the mayor. Wherever he goes, he's shaking hands, he's kissing babies. People love him. People do a lot of things for him, with him, and they remember his name. That's that I. The S, steadiness. The steadiness, they're very cooperative people. They're reliable. They're supportive. They prefer stability and working collaboratively. The S, they're the ultimate team players. They are the ones who you send in to schmooze a new client. They're the ones you send in to assist in a storm. Like there's a storm that blew in across, Helene, she came in, and so all those first responders, they're probably high S people. They take a job where they can go and support people. They took a job where they could be a part of a team. A lot of kids, when they're in middle school and high school, they join athletic club because they want to be a part of the team. Now, they don't have to be good, but because their natural personality style, they need to be around other people. So they look for teams. There's some people who cannot be single for long periods of time because they're team players. They need to have somebody in their life or they don't function well. And it's not that they need this particular person. They need the team environment. They need somebody to support. And then the last one is the C, conscientiousness. These people are very detail oriented. They're big on systems. They're analytical. They value accuracy and quality. Accuracy and quality. Systems. Which is why I said when you walk in that office and a person, they might stick their head out their door and they might wave, but they go back to their desk because they're putting together a system. They're checking for accuracy. They're making sure the details, all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. And so having this knowledge allows you to move through the world differently. You're in a position where you don't have to wait for things to happen. You can now make things happen. I walk, and this is something that I don't do as much as I used to, but especially if I know I had a support staff over here that assists with maybe some programming that I'm doing or whatever, just an office with a bunch of people that I like. I'll go in and I'll speak to people, I'll wave, I'll try to have conversations just to kind of see where they are. And then I know I need to bring chocolate. I need to bring donuts. I need to bring cookies. I need to bring some flowers to this office based on who is in the office. And that's kind of how I garner favor, which some people can say is kind of a manipulation, but it's not, because I'm that type of person. I like doing things for other people. I like helping people, as like this show. And so it helps me understand who I'm dealing with. Because if I'm bringing a bunch of chocolate and donuts to an office of people that are high D's, well, they're not going to appreciate it. Especially if they're trying to get something done. I'm a distraction. They all of a sudden, they don't like me no more. But if there's some high I's or some high S's in that space, they're going to love me. They're going to appreciate that I thought enough of them to bring them some treats. It's like my dad, years ago, Craig, you probably remember this. He gave my mother an iron for, I'm not sure. It was among the gifts, but he got her an iron. And I think I told this story before. I'm not sure if it was a birthday, Mother's Day, Christmas. It was some special occasion. But he gave her some gifts, and in the package was an iron. And all she could focus on was the iron. And I remember her saying, "He gonna give me a damn iron, like I wanna work." I'm like, Pops did not read the room. And since that has happened, I've never given an appliance as a gift. Moms didn't appreciate that. It sent the wrong message. Now, had he understood her personality a little bit better, he would have known. She would have enjoyed the chocolates. She would have enjoyed the cookies better than the iron. She would have enjoyed a trip, to the beach. You get in the hotel room with nothing but a night, even a day trip. If he understood her personalities a little bit better, he wouldn't have made that mistake. And I think in relationships, we make a lot of mistakes because we don't see the world as it is. We see it as we are. And we know we would like a certain thing. It'll make my life, it was a great iron. It was the best iron you could buy at that time. Did all kind of things. Would have made, because my mom ironed. She was an ironer. She come from the era where you washed your clothes. If you didn't have a dryer, you put them on the clothesline and you brought them in and you ironed them. And she would iron on Sunday. She would iron clothes for the week. She'd iron my jeans, my dad's pants, her stuff, my sister's stuff, my brother. My mom ironed. Oh, my mom was old school. And so my dad thought he was doing a very good thing. And had he given it to her, that iron, on any other day, she would have loved it. But because it was a special occasion, she expected something special, something different, and a gift of appreciation. What up, Kay? D. Rob, salute. And so understanding the personalities, it tends to make life a little easier. Sometimes with my wife and I, we're having some challenging moments. And I'm asking myself, how did we get in this place? Then I said, oh, wait, she's this, she's that, and me doing this triggered her into this. Oh, okay. So now I got to fix this. How do I fix it? Well, knowing that she's this or she's that, I get a chance to go back now and make amends, to repair the damage before it becomes a thing in the relationship. So yeah, so that's what the acronym DISC stands for: dominance, influence, steadiness, and conscientiousness. So why does this matter? Matter of fact, has anybody ever taken the DISC assessment or any assessment? Put a 1 if you've taken the DISC. Put a 2 if you've taken any other assessment. 1 for DISC, 2 for any other. I want to know how deep I need to go into this, because today I'm just kind of going to skim the surface, and Friday, I'm gonna be back Friday since I missed Monday. I'm gonna go more in depth, because we're gonna cover each one. So we're gonna start with dominance first, and some of these high D people, woo. Oh man, and it's because I'm not a high D, but we'll get into that in a minute. Okay, so I got a couple of 2s. If you can type, if you're in a space where you can type right now, which assessment did you take? If you didn't take the DISC, which one? I'm curious now. Was it the Myers-Briggs? Because I think Myers-Briggs has like 16 different personality, not types, but paths. It's a quadrant, and you got these 3 in this quadrant and these 3 in that quadrant, but it gives you a little bit more detailed breakdown, I think. I've taken it once, but it's been a while. And it was just because of my personality style, I got bored halfway through, and I was like, eh. But the DISC was perfect for me. Okay, so why is this super important? 1, because it helps you identify your communication preferences. I did a show a while ago called Be Careful How You Talk to Me. If I know my wife is a high D or a high C or a high I or a high S, there's a certain way she's going to respond to. And if I know that, I can avoid a lot of problems. And so it helps you tailor your communication style depending on the type. Helps you resolve conflicts faster. People who actually do these assessments make a lot of money going to office spaces whether it's corporate, whether it's government, even nonprofit, taking these assessments and helping people understand their communication style, their personality style, even their attachment styles. People make a lot of money doing these presentations weekly, because if a company brings in a bunch of, put it this way, what's one reason why we like going to Chick-fil-A? And I'm not talking about the food. Me, I can take or leave Chick-fil-A's food. But if I go to Chick-fil-A, I'm going because 1, they're convenient, they're closer than someone else. But primarily, the thing that I can always count on when I go to Chick-fil-A is what? What can you always count on when you go to Chick-fil-A? Somebody talk to me. The service. The service. And so it is harder to get a job at a Chick-fil-A than it is at pretty much any other fast food establishment. I don't know how true this is, but someone told me that Chick-fil-A has in their interview process a type of personality assessment. And so they're able to, like I said, I don't know how true this is, just something that I've been told. And so they're able to put people who are more friendly toward people naturally. Not can they be friendly, but no, their natural disposition is friendly. They put those people at the front counter. They put those people in the drive-thru. The people who are more results-oriented or systematized, they are normally in your management spaces or on the back side behind the counter where the actual food is being cooked. They're doing maintenance. They're making sure everything runs well. And great companies will always take a person's strengths and put them in a place where they can have success, where they can naturally enjoy the work that they do. And a good manager, oh, okay, Kay said it's true. I worked there through college. Shout out to Chick-fil-A. And shout out to the person that didn't lie to me. But when you put people in the right position to have success, they will have success. And when people have success, they tend to enjoy what they're doing. But if you go to some other establishment, I will not name names because I like their food and I don't know who's ever going to see this. But you go to some places and you step up to the register and they say, yeah, go ahead. And you be like, huh? You talking to me? Yeah, you gonna order? Yeah. So what comes with is on the board? Can you read? It's like, wait a minute. This actually happened. It was just like, what? Wait. You know what? I don't think I want to eat here. Oh, you go there and they just look at you like, hi. Can I get a 2-piece, fries, sweet tea, anything else, sir? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. When you go to Chick-fil-A, they're perky, they're informative, they're just happy. They're happier than I've experienced in any other fast food. And some actually non-fast food restaurants. Chick-fil-A service is top notch. But that's why understanding, drive off. Large sweet tea. And sometimes there are places where I will let them know, hey, this steak isn't the way that I wanted it. Could you send it back? And if whoever's bringing the food, the server's bringing the food to my table, is okay, sir, no problem. We'll get it taken care of right away. And they grab it and they have a smile. It's like, okay, I feel good about it. But if I'm telling somebody that my food isn't cooked right and they just looking at me like I'm dumb or I'm bothering them and they just grab my plate and walk off, I don't want that plate back. I'm good. Can I check? Check. Okay, sir. And that's why I bagged the food. Please don't ask me stupid questions. Yeah, how many nuggets come in the 4-piece? But it takes a certain personality to deal with people. Everybody's not built for it. Everybody can't take it. Everybody's not going to have success. Like, that's why I say, y'all, it takes, to get under my skin, you really got to want to get under my skin. Or I'm spending way too much time with you and it's just starting to accumulate. Because I don't really, it's like whatever. You know, I let people be them. I'm a high I and I'm a high S. I'm the ultimate team player. And I'm also very influencing. I'm a social butterfly at times. But those are my two dominant. I think I'm a higher S than I am an I. D. Rob said, man, I worked customer service and got fired. Yeah. If you're not an I or a S, it's hard to be out front with people. If you are high D or a high C, you tend to either gonna run the ship and you're gonna stop out and you're gonna give the troops a motivational speech to get going, but then you're gonna go, and strategize because you want a certain result, or you're gonna be overbuilding a system. You're gonna be over there building a system. So who you gonna trust, me or your lying eyes? Sometimes, we see the world, we see it through whatever lens that we have. And like I said, some people will take the assessment, and especially if they're at a job, they will answer the questions based on what they think on Friday. Wait a minute. What happened on Friday, D? So when you are answering questions for an assessment, it is imperative that you answer based off of how you really feel. It'll give you the most accuracy in your results, and you won't get placed into a position that doesn't serve you. It really does matter. So whether it's team dynamics and leadership or personal growth, it's important to understand that these assessments in general, not just the DISC, but the other ones as well, they're great tools that leaders use to understand how to motivate their teams, how to delegate tasks. He got fired on Friday. Oh man, I missed that one. Okay. Ooh, buddy. Okay. Also, recognizing areas where you can adapt your behaviors and be more effective in various settings. Long story short, I worked at Bowling Alley front counter, so I had to give people lanes, shoes, socks, and okay. Yeah. And me, my first real job, I worked at a skating rink. I was the dancing panda and bear at the birthday parties. Had little kids trying to take my head off. But I was giving them kids kidney shots though. Sit down, go somewhere. But you I ain't telling you, look, I know we ain't, hey bro, go out there with your socks on. I feel you, D. I do. Pause. No Diddy. Okay, all right. Oh yeah. Look, I already know what D-Rob is. D-Rob just trying to get to the money. He is results oriented. Very results oriented. We live and we learn, man. We live and we learn. Let me see something real quick. For those of you who haven't taken the DISC assessment, it is free to take. Let's make sure I'm giving y'all the right link though. Nope, that's not the right one. I would suggest that you go and actually take the DISC assessment. It don't take but about if I remember correctly, maybe 30 minutes to take. Maybe not even that long, depending on how comfortable you are with yourself. And so I'm trying to find a free DISC assessment, because like I said, companies, they're licensed to actually do this assessment. Free personality test. Okay, well, this is one. There are a couple of them out there. And it's a free test. You should be able to get your results pretty easily. So I'm going to just drop this in the... I hope I dropped it in the chat. Let's see. How did that come out? Yeah, all right. Personality Lab. It is in the chat. Matter of fact, let's see. Can I pin it to the top? Okay, now it's not going to let me pin it. But it's in the chat. So you already knew when he said, hey, come talk to me real quick, bro. D-Rod, you're a funny guy, man. You are a funny guy. So if you can, sometime today, sometime this week, take this DISC assessment so we can actually have a real conversation about your personality, your profile, understanding the world around you. Just like you know. Like I know I can't work for somebody who ain't got no common sense. You ain't got to have a master's degree, PhD, bachelor's degree. You could have your GED, but if you got a good head on your shoulders, I will listen to whatever you got to say. We can work together. But if you ain't got no common sense, I can't. I'm not even going to do that to myself. I'm not going to do it to you. I just can't. Going into a job, I know if there are a bunch of people just like me, well, the work is going to get done. However, it's not going to be organized. The ball is going to be dropped a lot. And, we're going to be there. We're going to get the work done when it's time to work, but we're going to be talking all day. We're going to be posted up in somebody's office talking and chatting. And also if I walk to an office and there's a bunch of high D people in there, they're going to get on my nerves. Because they going to come in trying to tell me what to do all day, every day. They're going to micromanage me. And I can't stand being micromanaged. But anyway, understanding your personality allows you to not only adapt your style, it gives you insights into where you should work, where you should be, who your friend group should be, relationships. I mean, so many good things come from understanding just your personality style. So many good things. The ability to recognize other people's styles. Imagine you run across this guy named Diddy, aka Sean Combs. And it's the early 90s. The moment you see him, you're going to know exactly what he is. Now, you ain't going to know all he is, but you're going to have a good idea of the type of person that he is. And so now, especially if you're a young lady, early on, you know what, this guy's this way, so let me keep my eye open on this. Then you start seeing him make them left turns, you can make them right turns to get up out of there. Y'all remember Maya? Maya, Best of Me, back in the day. She disappeared for a very long time. Well, rumor on the street is that she got blackballed because she wouldn't be a part of the foolishness. Because she understood her personality and she understood where she wasn't going to work. She understood what didn't serve her. And so she walked away. And she still worked, but she never got to the level of success that she probably should have had. Because she didn't play the game. And not playing the game, she didn't lose anything. She gained everything. Her self-respect, her dignity, that sense of pride when she looked in the mirror, knowing she made the right decision. So understanding your personality assessment, understanding other people's personality will help you maneuver through life so much better. And so, like I said, on Friday, we're gonna dig into them. So if you can take this personality assessment by Friday morning, before Friday morning, so today or tomorrow, take it, understand what your strengths are as far as the DISC assessment is concerned, then it'll make a lot more sense once we get into it on Friday. You'll be able to see in real time why some relationships that you've been in have failed, why some jobs didn't work out, why going to this college versus this college, or what have you, what friend groups, why certain people didn't make it. It helps. It helps a lot. So that pretty much wraps up today's show, man. And so as I'm closing out today, I want to really give out an update. I normally would do this in the beginning of the show, but I just wanted to go ahead and get to it and get it out this morning because I have so many things to do. And baby girl is sick. She's been sick since Sunday. She's been sick since Sunday. Fever fluctuating from 101 to 104. Did urgent care. It's like no COVID, no flu, maybe pneumonia. I mean, so it's just been one thing after another. I had a friend, his wife just called me yesterday, and I got to go to the hospital this morning to see him. He woke up Sunday. Well, he didn't wake up Sunday morning. They had to call the ambulance to come get him because he wouldn't wake up. He was still living, but he wouldn't wake up. Come to find out, he had multiple strokes, both sides of his brain. Another friend going through some traumatic stuff, injuries, almost lost his partner twice. Life is lifing for everybody. So if you are in a position where you have your health, you have your strength, and you haven't yet accomplished your goals, the dreams that you set forth, what are you waiting for? Don't wait. Don't wait. And I'm not trying to be morbid, but I'm just being real. Tomorrow isn't promised to any of us. We're not guaranteed to see next week, much less tomorrow. So that thing that you've been putting off, it's time to get to it. It is time to get to it. Because for all intents and purposes, most of us got another 20 to 40 years left in us. Most of us. And sometimes it's because we take better care of ourselves. But I know people that smoke 2 packs a day, drink every second of the day, and they live to be 85, 90. Then there's people that are healthy as I don't know what, and they check out at 40. Life is unpredictable. So control what you can control. Take the personality assessment. It'll help you get over hurdles. It'll help you get into places, get out of places that don't serve you, but also understand why. Because sometimes we need closure on things that we never get because a person can't tell you why they act a certain way. They don't know. But when you know, it makes it easier. So anyway, that's enough on that. I don't want to close today's show out like that. However, once we get done with these personality assessments, we're going to go back and do some case studies. We're going to look at entertainers. Thinking right on top of my head, of course, I already said Diddy. We're going to look at Diddy. It's like, man, where were the red flags? Was it Suge Knight saying, you don't want your producers dancing all in your videos? You should have known right then. Okay, you know what? They do be all over the place. Take that. Usher. What's the difference between a Diddy and a Usher? Or Chris Brown? What's the difference between a LeBron James and a Michael Jordan? People who are like Michael Jordan consider Michael Jordan the GOAT because the personality is the same. People that have the same personality as a LeBron would probably be a LeBron fan. You see, this personality thing, it goes deep. But also, we are often manipulated by the media, whether it's the news or whether it's social media. People know this kind of conversation is going to make people click the like button. It's going to make people join the cause. But they also know this is going to vilify. And so they push those buttons constantly. And the manipulation is always happening. And if you don't understand that you're being played, then you're just going to keep being played. And nobody wants to get played. Just, And, nobody wants to get played. But no, nobody wants to be played. We want the conversations to be real. We want to understand. We want to be on the same level with the people that we're in relation with, we're talking to, that we're following. We don't want to be hoodwinked. At least I don't. Some people, ignorance is bliss. And I get that too. But that's a whole different personality. And out of all those DISC, we got all four of them in us. All four. We just are stronger in some than others because we can shift. And if you're a high I, you could be a D. You can be a C. You could be an S, depending on the day and the moment. But there's one you're going to naturally revert back to. And so that's where we're going to be going here over the next couple weeks. And then we're going to do some case studies and actually break down why certain people are the way they are. And hopefully, when we're done with this series, we'll be able to better understand where we are, where we want to go, and the best route to take. Because it's all part of the journey. It's all part of the journey. So I want to close out with a little business talk because I know some of you got to go. But I'm thinking about, you know what? Let's talk about it on Friday. Let's talk about it on Friday. But I'm thinking about making a change or a couple of things. And I want to get y'all's input. I want to get y'all's input on it. Because I know schedules is wild. And my schedule, it eased up a little bit, but it has shifted a little bit. And so it's getting more and more. I say we'll talk about it on Friday dinner. That's what I said. So that's what I'm going to stick to. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a good being back with you. The laughs, the jokes. Y'all funny, though. I really appreciate you. Under Candace said, he got fired on a Friday. You ain't got no job? It's Friday, and you ain't got nothing to do. Oh, man. Y'all wild, man. I love y'all, though, for real. For real. Y'all my people. Y'all my people. But anyway, man, y'all be blessed. I will definitely see you on Friday. I'm thinking about my schedule as I'm saying that. 99% sure Friday it's gonna be a go. I got one thing to do, but I think it has to happen early. So, all right, guys, ladies, I'm about to get up out of here. It's hump day, man. The week is coming to an end. Close it out strong, especially if you didn't start strong. Let's finish strong. Let's make today the best day we can make it. So for everybody else that may be just passing through, thank you for joining us this morning. And if you've enjoyed today's show, share it with a friend. If you hadn't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. You know, not only does the YouTube algorithm find use for those stats, it lets me know that what is happening is impactful. It make me want to keep going, because I rock with y'all. And if y'all rock with me, I want to keep making good content. So until next time, y'all have an amazing rest of your week, and I will see you on Friday. So y'all be blessed. Love yourself. Take care of your others. Until next time. Peace.